Good morning, everybody. How are you doing? Welcome to Contracting Chatters Q&A Friday. I said I was going live at 8 o'clock today because it's Q&A Friday. Tap the screen as you come into the live. This is for TikTok. You know, over here, we don't believe in growing alone. To grab your business bestie, your favorite beverage, your contractor's notebook, so we can get everything started. If you're watching this while you're driving, just turn the volume up. That's why we don't believe in growing alone. We grow in community so that what you don't catch, your partner can catch, and you can compare notes later on. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's never, never. I ain't gonna live forever. I gotta be around the light. We're looking open highway. Things I did in my way. We were on the line. It's now or never. Gonna be forever. Only we're on the line. Like an open highway. I did it my way. You know what? While we're getting started, I want to address a line in that song. I don't know if you heard it or not. I have a very eclectic taste. Don't judge me. But I love the Bon Jovi song, It's My Life. Very eclectic taste. And there's a line in that song I'm addicted to. And the line is, there's two lines. The line is, I want to live while I'm alive. And the second line in this song is that I am going to do it my way. And that's a rip from Frank Sinatra's song, I Did It My Way. I want to talk about both lines of both songs, and then we're going to jump into Q&A Friday. There is something to be said about living while you're alive, walking out your vision while you're alive, taking the risk while you're alive, not walking in fear, in apprehension while you're alive. How many are doing that? There are so many who have dreams, aspirations, goals, and they're afraid to do it. They're afraid to just take that ultimate leap because they're living in that ultimate fear. I want to invite you today to live while you're alive. It's your life. do it anyway. Take that ultimate leap. Now, when it gets to that line, I'm going to do it my way. You can do business the way you want to do it, as long as you do it within the rules, in the confines of the regulations. There's the twist. You can do business look the way it's supposed to look for you. You just have to ensure that you're doing it within the confines of the regulations of your industry. That's the crux. You have to do it within the confines of the regulations of your industry. It's no, that's just the thing. Here we go. I'm just letting my community know I'm live. I went live 30 minutes later, so I think I'm throwing my audience off. There we go. So I'm live with Q&A Friday. Typically, contracting chatter is where we discuss all things business and all things government contracting. I normally go live 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. However, because today was Q&A Friday, I opted to go live a half hour later. I won't make that mistake again. I'm going to stick to my regular scheduled time because I'm throwing everybody off. I don't even have my regular people in my live. So on Q&A Fridays is where you get to ask me questions about government contracting or business. And I answer them to the best of my ability during the live, or I can come back the following day, the following week with an answer. Now, here's the thing. Somebody's going to say, well, why couldn't you answer it directly on the live? I don't believe in pulling answers out of thin air. If it's an answer that needs research, I'm going to research it and then come back with a real answer. I don't give fluff answers. I don't give nonsense answers. I provide real answers to your real questions. That is why I come back with the answer that you need. So, since I don't have any questions right now, here's what I have as content for today. Now, I opened up with those two statements because those are just so true. You have to be willing to live your life and step out in the great beyond. However, you have to be willing to do it your way within the confines of the rule. And I think that is where most people just go wrong in business. They step out there and believe the rules don't apply to them at all, and the rules apply to you. That is the beauty and benefit of a compliance officer. We keep you in mind. We remind you of the rules and regulations of your industry and of the government. We kind of say, hey, no, you can't do that. And you know why we're important? We help you retain your hard-earned money. Point blank, period. I'm a little distracted because I'm over here answering or fielding questions. Here we go. Sorry about that. So, the job of a compliance officer is basically to keep you in remembrance of the rules, to let you know if what you want to do is in keeping with the rules or to help you do what you want to do and stay within the confines of the rules. We are not attorneys most times. We work hand in hand with your legal department if you have an attorney. So that is what a compliance officer does. That is what I am. We also kind of stand in the gap in government contracting. We represent the company during government audits. And during those government audits, they make sure that you're following the rules. You signed a contract. And in that contract, you said you were going to do certain things and that you weren't going to do certain things. And the government comes along to make sure you did or did not do those things. That is also what a compliance officer does. A compliance officer is different from an internal auditor, and that internal auditors test the controls of the company. Compliance officers test the compliance or the adherence of the company. Two different things. And I thought I would bring that out. Internal controls just test that you have the right systems in order and that they're working, that you have the right controls in order and that they're working in place and that they're working. Compliance officers test that you are following the rules and regulations of the industry and of the government. Internal controls and compliance can work hand in hand, but we ultimately do not serve the same functions. So as your business scale and grow, depending upon the vision for your company, you need internal controls and compliance. Because our focus is different. Our focus is different. Our testing is different. So what we look for is different. So as you grow and scale, you need both. I would actually say, as your business, when you hit that boom period and you start making your first $10,000 a month, I would actually have somebody come in and review your business for compliance, because it's easy to catch and correct when you're small than when you're bigger. It's easier to catch and correct when you're small than when you're bigger. And what I mean by that is simply this. When you're smaller, the cogs and the wheels that are in your business, the glitches, it's just easier to overlook things. So it's easier to get your team on board. But after you've been doing things a certain way for a long time, people get ingrained and then they adapt the mindset of, well, we've been doing it this way for so long. Why do we need to change? And that's the problem. And that why do we need to change mentality has cost businesses thousands of dollars. So when you've hit your first $10,000 a month, I would suggest you bring in somebody, a consultant, to review your situation and say, hey, we're growing, we're experiencing exponential growth, we want to maintain growth, and we want to ensure that we're on the right road. So we want to bring you in now. We want to perform a review now, and you keep going. These are the metrics by which you establish a strong foundation. These are the metrics upon which you continue to exponentially grow. A lot of businesses see haphazard growth or sporadic growth because they never take time, I talked about it yesterday, to check their foundation. And then when they start to sputter, they're checking the incorrect things, and then they're wondering what's going on. I used this analogy yesterday. Uh, it's raining outside, and you have a leak in your roof, and a lot of times it's not a leaky roof; it's your foundation is off that's causing the leak in your roof. So you constantly fixing the roof, and you can't figure out why the roof keep leaking, but you need to check your foundation. It's the same thing in business. Your foundational operations are off, and it's causing the bleed in the expenditures. It's causing the bleed in customers retention. It's causing the bleed in marketing. It's causing the bleed all over, but you're not checking your foundation. You're looking in the wrong areas, and oftentimes you can't see your own stuff. The phrase is the picture can't see its own frame. You can't see yourself because we have blind spots to how we operate. That is why businesses hire consultants. And that is why every business owner needs a coach. I have coach. I have a coach and a mentor. I have a marketing coach, and she's awesome. She's actually on TikTok, and she is awesome. Matter of fact, she just came to TikTok. I found her somewhere else when I first started in business. And the way she gets us together in our marketing is amazing. But I didn't start making leaps in my marketing until I got a marketing coach. It's just as simple as that. Business, you don't do business alone, and there is no such thing as the self-made anything. People grow exponentially, businesses grow exponentially. I'm using the term millionaire, but whatever your vision is for your business, are made when they get into collectives and seek wise counsel. That is what consultancy is for, and that is what mentorship is for. In my podcast, Contractors Conversations, I discuss the difference between a mentor and a coach, and when you should have them, when you should bounce between them, and there are times you need to have both. And as I said, I have a mentor and a coach. And I have a coach, I have a marketing coach, and I have a business coach. And they're awesome. And guess what? I'm getting ready to sign up for a speaking coach. You grow, you analyze and you grow, but you seek help growing in business. When you decide that you want to scale, there's only so much you can do alone. And once I'm celebrating 10 years in business, and I've said that on this March to 10 years, I was going to share some of the nuggets, some of the lessons that I've learned. And one of the lessons I learned is you can't do business alone, and you have to seek help. I'm an expert in what I do, and that is government contracting strategy, compliance, and auditing. I am aware of other things because of the work that I do and the expertise that I have. But when I decided to get marketing coach, because I was the best kept secret, when I decided to engage a marketing coach, my marketing grew. Just that simple. It isn't rocket science. When I hired a VA, my it got easier. It was just easier to run my business. It's not rocket science. There is simplicity in all of this. If we're willing to just step out of, One of my podcast guests said it best. We as business founders oftentimes operate in ego because there is a measure of ego to say, I'm going to start a business. There's a measure of ego to say that. And there is nothing wrong with it. But there's a time and a place to use ego. Ego protects us. Ego makes us get up in the morning and do this thing when everybody around us is telling us to get a job. Ego makes us send out that proposal. Ego makes us go to these networking events and say, hello, I sit in the seat of the CEO of LT&A Consulting Group, and I can help you bridge the gap in government contracting. Ego, you see what I'm saying? But ego has to be set aside when I need help. And I have to reach out to somebody to help me do things in my business. Even when I do my proposals for government contracts, I have somebody else do the compliance review, because my ego, I don't sit in my ego. I put my ego down and have somebody else do the review. That's a service that I offer, but I don't compliance review my own proposal because I know I have that blind spot. Good morning, Miss KT. I just don't understand. I understand why people are apprehensive of getting the help, but when you want to scale and grow in your business, you have to get the help. There's just no other way around it. You have to get the help. But this is Q&A Friday. And if you have any questions surrounding government contracting or business, drop it in the chat and I will answer your question to the best of my ability. I'm doing Q&A Fridays every Friday during the month of June. And Q&A Friday is during the month of June. July starts low-hanging fruit season and government contracting. I will discuss that in detail during my Contracting and Business Week, which is July 8th through the 12th. You can register for that. It's free. I do it every year for Contracting and Business Week. I go live for 1 hour each day, 1 hour at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Day 1 and day 2 is business development. Day 3 is business compliance. Day 4 and day 5 is government contracting. This year, I'm talking about low-hanging fruit. Day 1 is low-hanging fruit season for new contractors, and day 5 is low-hanging fruit seasons for seasoned or experienced government contractors. And low-hanging fruit season, you have to approach it differently if you are new to government contracting than if you're an experienced government contractor. You have to approach it differently. Now, if you're following me on TikTok, I have a pin post on my page. You can register by going to that pin post and clicking the link. If you follow me on any of my other social medias, I have a link. You can go there. It's free. You register to get the link, the reminder emails. I have a VIP option this year. The VIP allows you is $97 to go VIP. VIP, you get a 30-minute Q&A session every day after the live and a 2-hour masterclass that Saturday. Yeah, there's a 2-hour masterclass that Saturday, and there's some other perks for going, and you get access to the recordings. So the recordings go up. You go live at 1 o'clock. The recordings come down at midnight each day. Oh, so that's how that works. The recordings come down at midnight each day. So you have from 1 p.m. until midnight each day to watch it. Then it comes down, and then I go live at 1 p.m. the next day. So, like I said, I run contracting and business every year. I do it the mid-year point because a lot of people get to the mid-year point and get discouraged in their business and say, I'm going to try again next year. No, you don't try again next year. You reframe, you reshape, and you keep going. You reframe, you reshape, and you keep going. You will hear something that week that will allow you to reposition and keep going. You will hear something during contracting and business week that will make the difference for you for the remainder of the year. So register. I don't stream contracting and business week everywhere. Thank you, Miss KT. You reframe, you reframe, reshape, and resume the year. A lot of people, you have 6 months left in the year and you want to quit July 1st. I'm going to go here. Do you not know that a lot of companies don't even make a profit until the third and fourth quarter of the year? The first half of the year, they're paying their expenses, and the last half of the year, they're making a profit. So why are you quitting? Why are you quitting? Because you haven't made a profit yet. Why are you quitting? Because you're not reaching your goals yet. Don't quit. Come on, don't quit. Now this is Q&A Friday. You know this. I have a better audience when I go live at 7:30 in the morning than when I go live at 8 o'clock. So this tells me about my audience. My audience is early. So if you have any questions about government contracting or about business, drop it in the chat. Let me know. If not, because I'm streaming across platforms. So I'm going to say this. I opened the live talking about 2 lines from a song that I had playing in the background. I have very eclectic taste, so don't judge me. It's a song, the lines come from a Bon Jovi song. It's My Life. The first line is, I want to live while I'm alive. The second line is, I'm going to do it my way. Now, the I'm going to do it my way is a rip from Frank Sinatra's I'm Doing It My Way. You can do business however you wish to do business, as long as you do it in integrity and within the rules and the confines of the regulations of your industry. That's it. Living while you're alive. There's a lot of people out here who have the vision to start a business, but you're not doing it because you either don't know what to do or there's somebody around you telling you not to do it. I'm telling you to live while you're alive. I am telling you, start that business. Take your vision, underpin it with a plan, and go live your life. Get into communities such as this one, Contracting Chatter. I go live every morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I share with you information that will help you build, sustain, grow, and scale. Growing and scaling is not the same thing. And we'll talk about that. Growing and scaling is not the same thing. Your business. Getting in the right community. My mentor said something during his master class that was freeing. You should have at least 3 people in your phone that is iron sharpening iron that can keep you sharp. And a lot of us only have plastic people in our phones. When you're in business, you need people who are like iron. Your family, your friends are there to be just that, family or friends. They're the people you play Xbox with. They're the people you go shopping with. They're the people you go to birthday parties with. They're not the people you talk about business with. Because your family's first instinct is to protect you, and your friends don't understand what you're talking about. Because the entrepreneurial mind is different. I did a masterclass when I first got started talking about the entrepreneurial mind. It is different. And if you're trying to do business and your mind is not the entrepreneurial mind, that is why you're struggling. You have to flip that switch. You have to flip the switch and put on the entrepreneurial mind. So you have to get into community with people who are entrepreneurs. That's why I have my community. You're trying to do government contracting, but you're not in community with government contractors. And I'm going to go here. You need to be in the right communities. I'm in a lot of government contracting communities. And I'm telling you, a lot of those communities will have you broke, spinning in circles, and doing things that are, quite frankly, illegal. I'm just putting it out there. They will have you in the starring role of Orange is the New Black. So ensure that when you get into communities, they're the right community. Join my community. I'm just putting it out there. Join my community. I am a compliance officer. I have been a government compliance officer for 20 plus years, since the year 2020. This is 2024, 24 years. I will never knowingly tell you something wrong. I will never knowingly tell you something wrong. Good morning. And I will never let anybody in my community tell you something wrong. Because some of these credit repair companies is garbage. That's why I'm vetting them, and I'm only allowing certain ones in my community. I'm looking for somebody who does business credit and personal credit, because in government contracting, if you don't want to leverage credit, you don't want to be a government contractor. I'm saying it. I'm putting it out there. You will never go for a government contract on your personal credit. And you will never go for government contracts with no credit. It's not happening. You cannot support payroll on your dime. You will go broke because you work for 30 days, invoice, and then you have to wait 30 days to get paid. You can't support 60 days of payroll with no form of financing. And I'm going to go here. There are government agencies who won't take 3-factor. So what you going to do for 60 days? Ask people not to get paid? Come on. No. So if your credit isn't tight and your business doesn't have credit, what are we talking about? And I've learned some things. Now I have a Capital One business credit card, and I learned this by trial and error. Do not get a Capital One business credit card because it appears on your personal credit. Now, if you don't mind that, fine. And they don't report to Dun and Bradstreet. That's the problem. They don't report to Dun and Bradstreet. I've actually called them to see if they report, and they don't report. So they not only appear on your personal credit, they don't report to Dun and Bradstreet. Well, what's the point? So I have Capital One for my personal credit, so I'm not dinging them. But for building business credit, you don't want your business credit on your personal credit. So no, don't do it. That's another business tip that I learned the hard way because I didn't know. I did not know. Right. With that, with that, does anybody have any government contracting questions, any business questions you have for me this morning? Drop it in the chat and I will do my best to answer them. And I'm streaming across platforms, so you may not see the question, but I will repeat the question so you know what I'm answering. And for those who are lurking in the hallway on TikTok, come in the room. You know how what we were taught about peeking around doors. Just come in the room. Um, so it doesn't look like I have any more questions. So I'm gonna send you into a weekend with this. Join me Monday morning at my regular time at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for another edition of Contracting Chatter. I'm your host, Luciana Turner, and have an amazing, restful weekend. I'm speaking at a nonprofit tomorrow in Augusta, and my talk title will be The Benefits of Government Contracting. So if you're in the Augusta area, check me out. What is the name of the hold on for a second. The talk is the event is the Introducing Influencers event. Where's it at? It's at the Hub on Chaffee Avenue, 631 Chaffee Avenue. I think that's how you say it. So, yeah, I know you can't really see it, but I'm excited to present tomorrow. I hope you join me there. There's some other presenters there as well. And I have a vendor's table. So if you're there tomorrow, stop by and say hello. So I will see you on Monday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for another installment of Contracting's Chatter. Have an amazing weekend.